Valve had the nerve, the boldness, the sheer chaotic confidence to roll out this new Steam machine like it was some kind of next-gen miracle is honestly unbelievable. It's like they woke up one morning, collectively hit their heads on the same low-hanging pipe and said, you know what would be great? Let's make a 4K gaming box, but with specs that can barely survive 1080p unless you bribe them. They really walked into a meeting, looked at the landscape of modern GPUs, saw NVIDIA with DLSS and FrameGen and all the god-tier AI wizardry that's literally carrying half the industry right now, and said, meh, let's grab an AMD GPU with 8 GB VRAM and slap FSR on top like a band-aid on a bullet wound. The level of decision-making here is unreal. It's not just bad, it transcends bad. It's practically conceptual art, performance art about technological failure. I cannot get over the fact they promised 4K 60 FPS. Promised! With a straight face, with marketing materials, with confidence. FSR at 4K isn't upscaling, it's smudging. It's low-resolution cosplay pretending it's high-end. It's like watching a YouTube video set to 144p, but telling yourself it's cinematic. There's no recovering from that. You can't optimize your way out of the fundamental fact that FSR gets progressively more chaotic the higher the resolution target is. 4K FSR doesn't look like 4K. It doesn't even look like 720p. It looks like a memory of a game. It looks like what you think a game looked like when you were 6 years old, remembering it through foggy nostalgia and a broken CRT. And the 8 GB VRAM thing genuinely feels like a prank, like one of those social experiments. Are you kidding me? In 2025? When games are already coughing and wheezing on 12 GB like it's trying to run a marathon with a broken leg? Valve really said, yeah, 8 GB should be fine. Fine for what? Indie games? Old games? Menu screens? Maybe the boot animation? Because it's sure not fine for a 4K gaming machine. This thing is going to open Cyberpunk, see you trying to set textures above potato smear, and just collapse. Games today load environments that eat 8 GB VRAM before the title screen even fades. This thing is going to be obsolete before it even hits shelves. You'll plug it in, and Steam will apologize to you. The console will be embarrassed for itself. And the funniest part, the part that actually makes me lose my mind, is how unforced this was. They had one job, literally one. Use NVIDIA. Done. Problem solved. All the issues evaporate instantly. You get DLSS, you get frame generation, you get AI upscaling that doesn't turn your game into a watercolor painting melting during a rainstorm. You get future-proofing. You get performance that doesn't immediately go no thanks at the sight of modern games. NVIDIA has already solved the 4K on mid-range hardware problem. Valve simply had to pick up the solution lying right there on the table, and instead they did this. They summoned this blur machine from whatever dimension of tech mistakes they operate in. Like, I cannot fathom the meeting where this was approved. I imagine someone going, but DLSS is objectively better and FrameGen is basically cheating in a good way. And someone else saying, yes, but what if we chose the option that gives us a 4K machine that can't handle 4K in any universe known to mankind? And everyone just nodded. They nodded. Someone probably tried to raise a hand and was immediately ignored, because there's simply no way a group of people saw 8 GB VRAM, an AMD GPU, and 4K promise on the same slide and didn't burst out laughing. Unless they were all on some Vision Quest hallucinating future realities where AMD could magically conjure DLSS quality upscaling with sheer optimism. And bro, imagine the marketing team. Imagine waking up, going into the office, opening your email, and seeing the specs you're supposed to hype. I guarantee someone saw 4K 60 next to AMD plus 8 GB and immediately Googled how to write marketing copy that technically isn't lying but spiritually is. You know how bold you have to be to promise 4K 60 FPS on a GPU that would struggle with 1440p high settings without spontaneously combusting. This thing is going to run Starfield at like 4K FSR performance mode where each pixel is doing interpretive dance. Some games are going to look like someone smeared pastel chalk across your screen and whispered, immersion. The entire thing is like a time bomb strapped to consumer expectations. People are going to buy this thing thinking it can do what Valve claimed. They're going to boot up a game, turn on 4K, thinking DLSS magic is going to save them, realize they only have FSR, at which point the game looks like a watercolor painting made by someone who hasn't slept for 3 days, and then they realize their next-gen console has the VRAM capacity of a mid-range GPU from 2018. This thing is going to be outdated faster than Google Stadia, and that's impressive. And don't even get me started on how Valve already failed Steam machines once and learned nothing, absolutely nothing. They took the L, put it in a drawer, pulled it back out years later, dusted it off, and said, let's double down on disaster. It's like they held a meeting where the main goal was, how do we make a Steam machine even less compelling? Choosing AMD for a 4K-focused console is the kind of decision you'd expect from someone who has never played a game, never read a benchmark, never watched a Digital Foundry video, and maybe isn't fully aware what resolution means. I can't even pretend this is a mistake. This is deliberate chaos. This is Valve playing on hard mode just because they can. They could have made this thing a monster. They could have made a console that competes with the PS5 Pro and blows the Xbox Series X out of the water. They could have made something that actually makes sense in 2025 gaming reality. But no, instead we get the Blur Box, the VRAM starvation station, the console of lowered expectations, the FSR smudge machine, a device that will probably run Elden Ring in Mystic Fog mode because the textures just straight up refuse to load. The Steam machine isn't just doomed, it's self-destructing on the launch pad. It's not even future-proof. It's not even present-proof. It's barely past-proof. This thing would struggle with games from 2023, let alone what's coming in 2027 or 2028. The fact Valve even pretended this is okay is a cosmic joke. The universe itself must be laughing. They could have made something legendary, but instead they made something legendary for all the wrong reasons.